Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Mary Guy, the face and voice behind Mary Guy Unfiltered, and I'm here to give you an update on how I am progressing towards my May goals, um, in regards to where I'm at on this wonderful Wednesday, May the 14th. And then at the end, since I know in my previous videos I've been sharing about different things that I have going on the weekend. The past weekend, I talked about Mother's Day and the expenses of that. I've kind of been talking more about budgeting and finances for this week because I've had a few things that are going on that require me to look at my budget and how I'm spending things. And then on the last few videos, I actually tracked my spending, which I'm going to continue that throughout because now that I was able to see how much I've actually spent on certain things, it makes me want to be more disciplined and aware and proactive before having to go out and spend things. Just see where I'm at with my budget and whether I can kind of structure myself better with limiting how much I actually spend. And I think the best way to do that is to actually look at what expenses I think I would have to pay for and kind of budgeting for whatever might arise as an expense, and then trying my best to stick to that budget or making sure that the budget is being reasonable so then I won't be going over budget. That will cause me to look back again and say, well, how did I spend that much money? So I will be sharing that in this video. So I'm going to go through my May goals and share with you guys my progress on that. And then at the end, since I have another event to go to on this weekend, the wedding, I was invited to a wedding. I'm not in the wedding or anything of that matter, but I might want to have some expenses that tag along with the fact that I'm actually attending the wedding. And so I just made myself a little budget and I'll kind of talk through that and my plans on also related to my fitness goal. I'll talk about that as well because generally when I go out of town, I don't know if anybody else is the same as me, but I don't want my goals to go by the wayside. The different goals that I have set out for this month of May, I want it to continue and be consistent and disciplined enough to make sure that my behaviors, no matter whether I'm home or away from home or at a special event, make sure that it aligns with my goals. So I'll be kind of talking and sharing through that. And then don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And just to give you a little brief synopsis of these videos, if this is your first video, there are a lot of other videos prior to this where I've started from the beginning and I'm tracking how I'm doing on these monthly goals. And it's relating to self-discipline, building self-discipline. So I'm being transparent and vulnerable through these videos by sharing with you guys and myself, holding myself accountable for where I am with the goals and how disciplined I am with it and how I can become more disciplined with it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into my goals and share with you guys how I've done so far on these. All right, so here are the list of my goals for this May, and I'll kind of go over them real quickly and briefly. So I have a supplementary income, and I will share with you guys what that is once I meet this goal or exceed this goal for this month. And so I've set out to see if I'm able to push myself to earn at least $2,000 for this venture that I have off to the side. So that's my goal number one. Goal number two is to pay off a Chase credit card line that I have. Starting balance was $13.66, but then I think I accrued some interest from the time that I started these videos in April 27th. I accrued some interest because I think I purchased something. I purchased the power of self-discipline on this particular card. And so that bumped my balance up to $1384.42. And so I want to be able to pay that all the way off to bump that down to zero balance and then just maintain throughout every time that every time that I use that card, to be able to pay it off within the month before it's actually due, before it actually accrues interest. Goal number three is to lose at least 10 pounds. My starting weight was 239 pounds. I weighed myself on April the 27th. And I have since then every Sunday monitored and tracked my weight loss by sharing with you guys. You can catch the videos that are titled Weigh In. I might be more descriptive in my videos because so far, as far as the title goes, now the thumbnail has more detail on it, but the title is just like self-discipline and then the date and then progress and then episode. I might be more descriptive so that you can easily locate the videos. Like if you're wanting to see my weight progress, you can catch my weigh-in days. But I would encourage you to watch all my videos. If this is something that's helping you, there are different tidbits that I might share at the end of the videos once I go over my goals that you might find beneficial. And so I have that just to kind of add that note. Goal number 4 is to start SQL course on Microsoft to advanced skills. Goal number 5, read, study, and meditate on discipline. And then number 6, implement discipline in all areas of my life. So how am I doing as far as earning the $2,000 that I'm aiming to earn for this month? The first week I earned a total of $370, which gives me a remaining amount of $1,629 to earn. Last week, I earned a total of $369, which gives me a remaining balance of $1,260 to earn. And so far this week, I was able to make money on Monday, Tuesday, and then as well as today. Now, Monday was a pretty good day, but Tuesday and Wednesday, they're okay. So my hope is that Thursday would be better, and Friday and Saturday definitely should be better. And I have to actually organize myself so that I'm able to earn as I'm planning to on Saturday. If I don't have certain things done, like for example, I got to organize my house. I have to do some laundry. I got to get the house kind of straightened away because normally when I leave for the weekend, which I'll be leaving on Saturday and coming back on Sunday for the wedding, I like to have my house clean so when I get back, there's nothing for me to do. So I have some laundry. I have some cleaning. I have some things to kind of get straightened up. And so I'm going to plan on doing those things little by little tomorrow, Friday. And then that way on Saturday, I have that a lot of time to squeeze in for making some money because I'm hoping that after my hair appointment on Saturday is from 7 until 8. And then I won't have to leave for this wedding. It's not that far away. It's like 30 something minutes away. And I think it starts at like 3 or 4 or 5. I need to check on the day. That's bad. It's in the evening. I know I've planned to leave early enough because I think I'm going to leave about 2:30-ish. So let's just go with that. So I'll have from 8 until about 2. If I have all my stuff together that I plan to wear, I shouldn't require too much as far as, so I'm trying to think to myself if it even makes sense. So I'll just say from 9 until 1. So that's 10, 12, 1. I mean, that's 5 hours. I could definitely try to squeeze in those 5 hours, but that is a little, I'll just see. And then I just wonder, based on trend, how have I done as far as on a Saturday if I had to earn money? No, I didn't earn money on a Saturday then. Nope, didn't do anything on that Saturday. Trying to find one where I did something on the Saturday to give me an idea. So let's see, this is Saturday. And what was the hours? Okay, that's about the same time. So I found a Saturday where from 8 until 1:44 for 4 hours, I earned $100. So possibility. So $100, let's just say on Saturday. Let's just say I'm able to earn $100 on Saturday. And then Friday, hopefully I'm able to earn a good amount of money. I would just say, let me just aim for 120, just kind of like in between what I made the past few weeks. And then Thursday, let me just aim for 70. And so let me just total out. I'm just trying to see where I'm at. I know in my previous videos, I've done quite a bit totaling, and each time it seems to change, but that's because every day I've earned some money and it kind of deters away from my original plan. So that would be if I earned $100 on Saturday, 120 on Friday, and $70 on okay. So I would say that's the bare minimum. I need to at least earn that amount. I need to earn more than that because that's only $290. And if I were to add it with what I've already earned this week, will it put me where I need to be as far as my goal? Yeah, that's $478. If I were to earn $100 on Saturday, 120 on Friday, and $70 on Thursday, that would put my total for this week at $478.41, which yesterday I was saying that I would want my remaining amount to be at $800. So then the next 2 weeks, all I have to do is earn at least $400. And so that would definitely meet my goal. So I'm going to be aiming for Thursday to earn at least $70. And if I can make more than that, that just makes it even better. Friday, $120, Saturday, $100. And I'm going to kind of keep that as a note down here. And then I'll check back to see if I actually reach that goal. And I also have to consider my budget for the weekend as well. And then also have to consider paying this off. So I have to rebudget myself again, constantly rebudgeting myself, especially when it comes to payments. So on last week, I actually did make my first payment towards this credit line, which brought me down to $922. I'm due to make another payment on May the 17th. And I wrote it down on a sheet of paper. Actually, I wrote it down here. Currently, I have enough to be able to go ahead and make this payment, but I'm just going to wait a while because I'm going to share with you guys about my weekend budget for the wedding. And then I might need to go back and reassess again just to make sure I'm not missing any additional things. And then also I want to see how much I'm actually going to make for my supplementary job because that's going to give me that cushion of confidence to know, okay, I should be fine. So I might wind up paying this on the 17th, or I might have it figured out prior to the 17th. So I would say, let me see how I do on Thursday, Friday, and then at the most by Friday or Saturday, I'll know off the rip how much I'm going to pay towards this bill. But I'm pretty confident that I have the budget for it. I'm just trying to make sure I work it out with all the other expenses. On my goal number 3 to lose at least 10 pounds, I've actually done very well. I've been dropping the weight each week. And so my last weigh-in was this Sunday, and I actually weighed at 233.8 pounds, which is a total loss of 4.8 pounds so far for this month. So I am very much on track, and I can tell you guys, honestly, I know there's a lot of videos out here. There's a lot of different things because people realize that when it comes to certain things like this, everybody wants to wake up the next day and drop 10 pounds. And we want an easy way to do it. We want it to where it doesn't require us to have to do too much to lose the weight. But just to be honest, I had to kind of get myself to the reality that it's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. And trying to find an easy way out, most likely it won't help me in the long run because I haven't allowed myself to build the endurance to endure it and to maintain it. And so I have to have several self-talks with myself and just checking myself and snapping myself back into reality to realize that this is going to cause, it's going to require some discipline. It's going to require some sacrifice. Last weekend, the Mother's Day thing that I did with my mom, went back home, of course, went out to eat. I had to really be strict and tell myself, no, I am not allowing myself to have a cheat day, because a cheat day, especially when I have a weigh in on Sunday, when I come back on Sunday, I don't want that scale to have gone up. I want it to actually go down. And so I just have to make the sacrifice, make sure that my behaviors and my choices that I'm making are aligning with reaching my goal. So eating a cake or eating sweets or indulging in junk food is actually not aligning with my goal to lose 10 pounds. Even though somebody might say, well, I was able to have me a cheat day and I didn't gain the pounds. I just don't want to play Russian roulette with it. I don't want to find out the hard way and then have to think back and say, man, I wish I didn't do that, because now I can see that my weight has increased. And even when I did go out and eat for Mother's Day weekend, when it was all you can eat buffet, so probably the best practice for me to practice discipline, because generally at all you can eat buffets, you want to eat all that you can eat, and they have so many different options laid out for you. Some that are good, some that are bad, depending on what your nutritional plan is. But for me, my focus has been on low carb, low calorie, high protein diet. And so I stuck to let salad, vegetables, fruit, and meat. But the meat that I chose, it was fried. And normally I don't eat too much fried meat anyway. I love baked chicken. I think it's more flavorful than fried chicken, in my opinion, because of just the meat being able to marinate a little bit more in the sauces that you put on there in the seasoning. And then when you steam it, you put a covering over it, it really infuses it with a whole lot of flavor. So I generally like baked, but they didn't have baked. They had fried chicken, fried shrimp, and fried fish. And those are the things that I took pieces in. And so I'm thinking, even with me weighing in on this past Sunday, even though I still did good by not increasing my weight, I think my weight could have actually been better had I not eaten that fried food, because that has a lot of sodium in it, and sodium causes your body to retain water weight. And even though if you go back to your regular, nutritional diet, the days after, the water weight will go away, but consistently doing things like that can affect my weigh-in. So my goal kind of going into this weekend, knowing how I did last weekend, which I still feel like I did very well, but I want to do better. So this weekend at the wedding, I'm cutting out. I'm definitely not finna eat anything that's sweet. So that means no wedding cake. They're gonna have beverages there. I'm not gonna partake in alcohol. And I actually want to study this. I want to look up to see. Um, I need to do some research on that about alcohol, whether it is worth it to. Yeah, because your body process alcohol differently. I would just want to know more about the alcohol. So a lot of I've seen across the scale, just perusing around, that health wise, I've seen it said that you should avoid alcohol, just because. So yeah, is it something that I really really need? No. It's just nice to go to a wedding event and celebrate and have fun. But I'm gonna gear in my mind that I can still have fun even if I don't drink any alcohol, even if I don't try any of the cake. So I'm just gonna steer clear, try to not make it standoffish, but at the same time, I have my own personal goals I am accountable for. And so, not to make it seem as though I'm trying to be snooty or anything like that, I'm just going to within myself know what I am going to eat and what I'm not going to eat. And even a little bite of it, I'm not going to have. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, and I'll share with you guys how I did on that and if any issues arise from doing that. So that's my game plan, because I want to be as far down the scale as possible. Wouldn't it be so great if I lose more than 10 pounds this month? I mean, I only have 4.8 more pounds left to lose. So I'll be interested to know how much I'm going to weigh on this Sunday. All right. Goal number 4 to start SQL course on Microsoft Advanced Skill. I'm just going to go ahead and go with the flow that I have actually met this goal for this month, because I actually started, but this is one that I've been saying on every video that I need to rework in. And so if I don't figure out a way to set aside time to work towards this goal by the end of this month, it will definitely come up again as a goal for next month, but I'm going to rework it, and I'm going to have to spend some time looking at my schedule, my routine, the times I have set out, to see how can I be more successful with finding that time to actually sit down to complete this. And my game plan is hopefully that I can embed it within my work schedule, since this is work related. Goal number 5, I've read and studied and meditated on discipline. First statement from the first week shares how important it is to have discipline, because if you don't have discipline, whether you are the smartest crayon in the box or whether you're the most talented person, if without self-discipline, you're not going to reach your full potential. You're going to actually be hindering yourself, while someone might not be as talented as you, and they're able to go further than you. And so you wonder why those things are. Well, sometimes it's because they have better self-discipline. Not saying that it's always the case, but it would be nice to check your self-discipline. I know for me, I'm checking my self-discipline, and I'm just trying to be more and more self-disciplined so that I don't become a hindrance to myself. And then last week, I looked at behaviors, routines, and habits. They help me with achieving my goal, with maintaining the willpower to continue achieving my goal. And so I have been focusing on my behaviors, my different routines, different habits that can aid me with that. And then this week, I've already came across my resonating statement that I am going to be focusing on in more detail in the upcoming videos, is to pay yourself first. Prioritize saving before spending, so it becomes a non-negotiable part of your budget. And that is true. I look at all the other things I have to pay, and sometimes I put savings, or I would say all the time, to be honest. Savings have been last. It has not been first. It's whatever I have left over after I pay all my bills. So I want to change my mind frame and actually put savings down as a non-negotiable part of my budget, meaning I'm going to already work out my budget. I'm going to predetermine how much I can actually save or invest. And that's going to be the amount that goes out every month, or however often I choose for it to go out. And then I'm going to look into some other savings program to see if I can get into that keep the change. So I want to be better about savings, and I'm actually going to want to track this along with my spending, because if I track my spending, I can figure out where I can save, and that extra money that I'm able to save can go towards saving. It could be even more savings, and I want to see how far I'm able to go as far as this savings that I set up, to share what my starting amount is, and then hopefully by the end of the year, or however often, I'll share where I'm at with my savings. That would be something nice to see grow over time. I've shared with how I've implemented discipline by doing self-care things mentally. How do I manage my time better, more at work? And then through my finances, which I'm continuing to do better and better with that. I budgeted for the Mother's Day weekend, and I'm continuing that throughout to budget for this weekend. I'm going to have to read more into implementing discipline in my body, recreation, and organization. so that I'm able to share and make sure that I've actually worked towards implementing discipline in these areas of my life for this week, so that I'm able to share that end of the week. And then heart, soul. All right, so here are my goals again. And I have progress on all of them. There's not one that I've met just yet, but it is a work in progress. Well, actually, there is one. Sorry, there's that one goal for, because I set to start. Even though I'm pushing myself to try to do more than just start, I have actually already met goal 4, and so I just have the remaining goals to progress on. So wedding weekend, I kind of jotted this down before jumping on this video to kind of give an idea. If you can remember from if you didn't watch the previous videos, on one of them I talked about my Mother's Day weekend budget. And one thing that I forgot to consider that caused me to possibly be over budget is the fact that even though I list out specific items, it's always a good thing to put an other category just in case. So you leave yourself this extra amount of money for any other expenses that might happen, because you just never know. And so I think by me not doing that, that didn't give me that extra cushion. I think for the massage, I paid a tip. I didn't even consider the fact of paying a tip. Eating out, I was pretty good. I was under budget for eating out. Gas, I was under for the gas amount. But then I didn't consider the fact that I went to the grocery store. And if I had an other category, it might have helped me with not being over budget. So with that in mind, I kind of took a lesson from that. And so this time around, although I have some specific categories labeled out, I included an other category that I put some money in to say, okay, anything else that I might not think of right now that I might have to spend on this weekend, this is how much money I'm willing to spend on that. And this time around, I'm going to be very strict. I'm going to be as strict as I possibly can to hold myself to my budget, meaning I'm not going to go over. I'm going to try my best and not go over on any of these categories. Actually, I would love to save. So I would like to be well under. And then that way I have extra money on top of what I thought I was going to spend. So for hair, I have my hair appointment. I pretty much know what that will be. For my previous appointments, it's going to be about $110. Gas, I have to pay for gas, even though it's not far away. My tank is low right now, so I need to load up, and it costs about $40. So I just bumped it up to $50. Dress, I was going around looking at dresses, and I might need to look through my closet to see if there's something that I already have that I can wear, because that would save me those $40. But if not, I'm going to be searching around at different stores. I think I went to one yesterday kind of to see what was there and whether or not it was something that I felt is I want to be comfortable. I want to look nice. But I don't want to spend too much money. So I just budgeted $40 for a dress, even though the ones that I looked at yesterday were like less than $20. But I just bumped it up because I'm trying to give myself some wiggle room. I would rather plan for more and spend less than plan for less and spend more. So I always bump it up a little bit and take it as far as I reasonably would want. And then shoes, again, I can look in my closet and see what shoes I have that might go with what I plan to wear. But I am going to put that on the list because depending on the dress, I might want to also tag along some shoes, some nice, comfortable shoes go along with the dress. And then there's some other things. I might want to get some jewelry, might want to get some accessories, might want to get new nail polish. So I've just budgeted in $50 for that. So for this weekend total, and then also if I were to go out to eat, which I'm hoping I won't because I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to, but I might have to go to the store and get some groceries, or just a few items. So at least I have that $50 for that as well. So the total is $290. It's $10 shy of $300. So that's my plan. That's my budget. And I'm going to try my best to stick to it. And I guess on Sunday when I do my weigh-in, I will share with you guys how I did on my budget, as far as did I go over, did I go under, and how much money did I have left. And I'm going to make it a note that however much money I went below my budget, I'm going to use that remaining amount and I'm going to go ahead and open up me another savings account. So that remaining money, it's going to be the start of a new savings account so that I can now gear myself to paying myself first for my upcoming budget. Whenever I get paid, I'm going to be getting paid next week. So when I get paid next week, hopefully by then, I'll have reworked my budget and figure out how much money I'm going to put towards saving first and then paying off my bills next. So again, that is my progress for today and also my budget for this upcoming weekend and my plans as far as nutritional wise, what I'm planning on, my strategy of what I'm going to eat and what I'm not going to eat, what I'm going to drink, what I'm not going to drink. So it doesn't deter me from my weigh-in on Sunday. But until next time, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let you know how I'm progressing again on these goals. But until then, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe below. And also go back and watch some of my other videos. I have a whole playlist and I have them in order. So it makes it easy for you to follow in chronological order so you can see my progression on these goals as well as some of the information that I share. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day.